Welcome to Landria Onkka on YouTube, here to help you break through those fears and live an awesome life. If you want to be unhappy, have expectations. What? What does that mean? It means that expectations are absolutely the surefire way to be unhappy. When you have expectations, your ego is in control. This is not the same thing as having desires. Expectations has an attachment to it. Attachment is the ego wanting to control the outside world, believing that it can create happiness. And that is as far away from the truth as possible. Now, you can have temporary highs, but you'll also have a lot of lows. And nobody wants to be on that roller coaster. Wouldn't it be nice to be in the high and pretty much just live there? And then when the challenges come along, you see them differently. And you don't hit those rock bottom lows like many of you right now, suffering. All right, there's this just constant battle in your head going on about how things should be, and then your parents have expectations and they tell you stuff and you believe it, and then you have expectations about certain things, and then when they don't happen you get upset, or you expect other people to act a certain way and they don't, because you just don't control other people. Nor are you appreciating them if you're doing that. Especially, appreciating somebody who's not the nicest person too is the biggest challenge. Why? Appreciate the fact that they are going on their own journey and that you are not here to fix anybody. You are here to get yourself in the highest frequency possible, because through that you affect everybody. Your energy will change your personality very greatly, because you will be coming from a place of inner peace. You'll be speaking from that, acting like that. And through that, people will want to be around you, and they're going to really be drawn to your messages and your peace. And in that way, you're going to help everybody. And then people may come to you for advice. But the ego has expectations that somebody should be enlightened, and that person should act a certain way, and they'd be happier if they, would just read your books or watch your videos, and it's just not true. If that were the case, they would do it. And you're imposing your expectations on them is absolutely causing conflict and struggle. You are the problem. And so when I hear people say that they're awakened and then they find fault in others and or the world, if it will, except for the government, absolutely not awakened. An awakened person would see exactly what that is, because awakened means your eyes are wide open to everything around you and what it is and what it truly means, on whatever level we can understand as humans. Again, we're not connected completely to our higher self here, because we still are in dense bodies. It's going to affect us. We're playing roles. But when you connect to that first energy field, there are 3 energy fields. You, the higher self that is always in action. It's always operating. The second energy field is when you decided to come down here in this body, and you went into a dense body and forgot who you were purposely so you could play out this role. Wouldn't be a challenge, right? If you knew what you really were, you'd come down and you're like, it's probably not even go outside the door. The third energy field is, if you saw my video, Hacker T plays the ego in some of my videos. He's a little puppet. A little hand puppet. And so the third ego is what believes that everything is just you individually trying to survive and get stuff, and that the material world is everything. And so it operates on that level of survival, separatism. Everybody's an enemy. Everybody needs to be something different. You say you're awakened, yet you're finding fault in other people's, and that's ego believing that it's awakened. So listen to yourself and ask yourself, do I have expectations? Because if I do, I'm not releasing myself to the total faith of the power that I truly am, which means it will never steer you wrong. The ego will never steer you wrong either, but it'll keep you down in that density of unhappiness, of expecting things to be a certain way when they don't show up, You're unhappy. Well, let me share something with you. If you think that the material world is going to satisfy your needs, if you've ever been in this position, I know some of you have, when you've had wealth and power and status and all these things, you actually realized how little they really mean. When you look at that as something that you see in the outside world is going to solve your problems, you will always be unhappy. And then when you get there, if you ever get there, you'll realize nothing changed. Yeah, you know, you don't have to maybe concern yourself about money, but I'll tell you what happens to wealthy people, and I've heard billionaires say this, they're constantly worried about losing it. The mentality doesn't change. They're always having to, how am I going to make more? Or how do I maintain this? So that's a mentality. So no matter, it's never, the ego is never satisfied. It's never, the feeding continues, right? So I just want you to understand right now that expectations are you seeing and believing that things should be a certain way. And when you release that, I did a video called Jesus Take the Wheel. Actually, it's like Let Go and Let God's the name of the video. But it says right in that title, Jesus Take the Wheel, or universe, or source, or one, or whatever you want to put in that place if you're not comfortable saying Jesus. It's just a country song, right? It's a country song that's very powerful that says basically, if I'm unhappy at all, if I'm living in stress or worry, then I must be not making the best decisions. I must be in a space where my thinking doesn't make any real sense. So what do I need to do? Positive. What do I need to do to get in that space of clarity? And that's to let go. Why? Because everything that's controlling, the second and third, trying to control this world, is not connecting to the first. And when you go to the first energy field, human energy field, I say human because when you go over there, these don't exist, right? They're just blended in. The first energy field of which you are, when you go back into that, then, see, they're doing the lawn. You can't escape. I got out of the burbs and they're doing it here in the city. So when you connect to that first energy field, you know that absolutely you don't have to control anything. And you don't have to have expectations because you know that the higher self of which you are controlling, it's not like you're handing off to somebody else or some other power. You are a part of that decision making. Will start to make really good decisions for you. But you're blocking it by having expectations. It's because you're focused using your quantum field and focused on this and this is what I need, and you're not allowing that to take charge, and it never will without your permission. I know, all these things interact with each other, but it's still the same energy. You still as a human being in this role must give permission to your first energy field, the higher self, to go ahead and take charge and help you out here. So many of you ask as if it's a separate angel that's going to come in and do stuff for you. It's only facilitating things that you are doing. It will never just do things for you. It will facilitate and assist you in whatever goals you have or whatever you're trying to accomplish without expectations, because it will always take you to a higher place when you let go of the wheel. Expectations creates unhappiness because it can never 100% be fulfilled, ever. And then when you go and they are fulfilled, you'll find out that they really didn't bring the happiness you thought they would. Those things, those situations, whatever it is. Why? Because there's no depth to it. You're not going in here and finding that total joy. You're trying to find it out here, and you keep getting more and trying to get more and more, and I need in the negative way. And it's a black hole. It's unending. Can you hear that? I have to say my grounds look amazing. They do a great job. So, can you let go of expectations? And ask yourself if you're doing it. Ask yourself if you're expecting somebody to act a certain way. That's a big one. You know what? If it walks like a duck and quacks like a duck, it's a duck. Don't try to make a duck a dog. Right? It just doesn't work that way. The expectations of something like that are ridiculous. Be at peace with it. And if it's something you don't like to be around, if it's a negative energy or whatever, then you make your own decisions. Don't expect anything or anyone around you to change for you, because they have free will just like you do. And you wouldn't want anybody infringing on yours. Well, they can't. They can try, but you're always in control of that. All right, so those people who've written me, I'm 58, I want to be an artist, my parents made me, you used that word, go read your comment. They made me feel that, no they didn't. They imposed their own history and beliefs, hardworking good people you said they were. They thought that that was bad for you, so they imposed that on you because they thought it was for the best, because they loved you. They thought being an artist would not be good, because that's what they were told. But you're seeing it as a negative, that they impose these feelings on you. No, how many people don't believe it and go off and create different lives? What's the difference between them and you? They choose not to believe it. And you can do the same thing. Yes, these are strong influences. All right? So don't let somebody else's expectations rule yours. Right? Rule your decisions, I should say. So bottom line is, 58, I want to be an artist, what should I do? Be an artist. 20-year-old in the basement, unhappy, doesn't have any friends, whatever, does no money, get a job. Landria, you're a spiritual person. What's a spiritual person? I can't believe you said that. Well, then don't ask me. I'm sorry. This is why he comes to me, so that he can create this life of not working. Provide service for the world and you will be rewarded. Go after what you do and love. That's the part that we haven't been doing. It's not work. Work's not the problem. It's what you're doing. That's why we hate the word work. 85% of people hate their jobs. I've got an ad running right now. 85%. That's a poll that was taken, a real one. That's scary stuff. We have expectations of certain things. When we get into it, we're unhappy because it's not fulfilling what we want. Why we're not going with what's going on in here. We're not listening to this. We're not releasing it and say, I'm just going to go be an artist. Who knows where it's going to take me? Be okay with that. So you've got to understand you must be okay with the outcome and know that it's going to take you someplace else, even if it appears to not be working out. No expectations allows that not working out to be something really amazing, because you're going, okay, it didn't work out for whatever reason. I tried it. So I went and got it. After I quit my investment banking career, I went and got an interior design degree because I love decorating. And people say I'm good at it. And you know what? I found out that when you turn something you love into a career, it changes. And I had to decide if I was going to go down that path. And the answer is no. No, I wanted to stick with what I wanted to do when I wanted to do it. So then I got trained on internet marketing, and that was amazing because it facilitated all the things I really loved to do. It was a tool for me to use to create whatever life I wanted. So now that's the life I live. This is why I'm sitting here talking to you. I didn't have expectations, but I tried things and I realized, okay, this didn't work out. I wasn't disappointed. I just realized, well, thank goodness I tried it. I went into that turf. I try a lot of different things all the time. I'm not any one thing. You don't have to be either. So why you be an artist? Be an artist, but don't have the expectations that, okay, I'm going to be an artist and it's going to be great and I'm going to be out there and make a lot of money or whatever. Drop that one. Do it because you love being an artist and be okay with whatever comes with that. All right? Because that may not be your path, is to be some wealthy artist. It may ruin what you love about being an artist. Can you drop the expectations? It'll create unhappiness for you. It can never deliver. It can't. Just have desires and goals and create. And I told you guys, if you want to flip over unhappiness, instead of having desires, I mean, you can have desires, but create that desire. So just instead of seeing a desire as something you want to manifest over here, just say, okay, what am I going to create today? Wow, I would love, to be an artist. Okay, I'm going to create that. And you see it, and then you start to act and become that person because you've already created in your head, which means that you just switched your future. You just switched tracks. Now that future has just changed because you are now seeing it, and now you chose it, you created it, and now you, right now, are going to act like it. So most of you, you see it over here, it's over here, you're on this track, and you're looking at it. You're not switching over here and acting like this person and doing something different and getting off your butt and going to get an education or a job, whatever it takes, because you just don't want the journey. You just want that end result. You can't get the end result without the cause and effect, right? You have to put that effort in, and what's so terrible about that? You might learn some things. You might have new friends. You might change your energy up. It's all good. What are you afraid of? Living life? You don't have a lot of time here. You're going to lay in that bed. If you don't die in your sleep, or instantaneously, you're going to lay in that bed and go, oh my gosh, this is it. It's over now. I won't know if I would have enjoyed being an artist. I won't know if I was going to really, like, you put your stuff in calories and stuff. I have a friend that does it. She's amazing. She doesn't look to be some famous artist. She just loves what she does. And then she does music, and then she does all these other things. And she's older than you, by the way. She's older than 58. She didn't even think about that. That's your own limitations. Expectations. I'm 58. I can't. What? Wait, who made that up? You did. You did. Don't blame the world on that one. Right? Don't blame the world. So drop the expectations and say, I don't know where this is going to lead me, but I know it's going to be an experience that I'm going to gather information. I'm going to be better for it. I will have a journey that is going to take me to wherever I need to be. And along the way, some of these things will seem to not work out, but I don't have expectations. I know that, okay, all right, so I'm not supposed to be an interior designer for a living. Cool. It doesn't stop me from decorating, but I don't want the problems that go with that. Clients and all this stuff. I want to do what I love because I'm enjoying it. So start to live that life. It's really that simple. No, it's not. Yeah, it is, because you know what? If you're unhappy now, why would you want to stay there? That's better than you going out and trying some stuff? What? Take my course, Breakthrough Fear. Get over it. Get over the fear. Break through it. It's going to be there. How do you deal with that? I teach you how to deal with that. Every time a thought comes in, how do we deal with it to start moving forward and expanding? You're supposed to expand. Learn, go, do, work. Ooh. Right? You're amazing. You hold the power of the universe. When are you going to get that? When do you stop telling yourself stories, blaming and making all kinds of excuses to not be all the amazing things that you are? And start, if I hear one more story about my parents, all right, it's over. It's over. Where are you right now, and what do you want to do? Go do it. Everything else is a stupid story. And they are stupid if you think about it. Oh my gosh, you think back when you go into awakened state, you think back and you say, that was the most ridiculous thing because I am so powerful and I can do anything. And I was telling myself all these crazy things. So go live your life. No expectations. And when things roll along, you're going to say, okay, what's next? You're whole, perfect, strong, powerful, loving, harmonious, and happy. Blessings to you, my friend. Namaste.